I love him. But Phil was 68 years old. He'd worked offshore for 30 years. The reason why he got jobs is because he knew everyone. And he just liked to drink, party, and do some stuff that I shouldn't really talk about here. So I couldn't really emulate him. So I was looking for who I needed to be. So my first bid that I had to do was for a company called Japex in Indonesia. And because I didn't know how to act, I decided I'd fall back on what I knew, which was I knew statistics and I knew I could communicate with people. So what I did was I wandered around the office and just talked to everyone about the job, because I had a job that I had to bid. And this was a job where the lowest bid wins. And so there's two things that you need to do. You need to make as much money on the bid without losing it. So here I am trying to figure out. So obviously I know how to bid because, why? I worked offshore in a boat. I knew nothing about it. So I decided to talk to people. So I'm like, how long does it take to do this job? How fast does a vessel have to go? How much is the fuel? Oh, we have to be there on November the 15th. Can we be there on November the 15th? No, but that'll be fine. Let's just sign that off November the 15th. Okay. What else? We might have to pay off the fishermen. We might have to go into port. We might have to do this. And I'm just juggling the numbers, juggling the numbers, juggling the numbers. And I come up with a number. I'm sorry, but the number was ridiculous. It felt just so absolutely funny. I felt like I was playing with Monopoly money. Like, I was like, they're like, how can you do this? I'm like, it doesn't mean anything to me. I can't fathom what this amount of money is. And for me, it was $8,900,000 was the bid. And I had to go and defend it to my sales manager. Because I know how to do that. And I go there, and he's like, I want to drop the price to $8,500. And I'm like, at $8,900, let's call it a cool $9,000. Yeah. Because I think that's what a sales manager is supposed to do. You're supposed to be confident. And really, it was in my gut. I felt that we could win. Well, he says, it's on you. All right, that's what a sales manager is. You have to be confident. And you have to say, it's on me. Well, I go to Indonesia, to Jakarta, and meet with Japex. This is a very formal affair. You have the government officials, you have the oil and gas company, and you have every representative for a seismic company. And I'm again in a room with all men. So I'm looking around, going, I don't even know how to act here. Okay, I'll just sit down. And they start to open the bid. So remember, mine's at $9 million. 16 million. I'm like, oh, fuck. How much have we left on the table? So I'm just sitting there going, okay. And then the next one comes in, 12 million. Okay. 9 million comes in. Everyone kind of looks at me. And then the last one is like 9,400,000. So this is a result for me. And I don't know if any people know that if I'm confident, or not confident, competitive, in my head, I'm going, yes, in your face, we win. I was like dancing around in my head. So yeah, I'm a little competitive. But no, I had to show decorum, which I did. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Oh, well, we'll have to go back and tell the office about that. They'll be very, very pleased. Thank you so much. Okay. And I head back to Singapore. And my head's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I forgot about all the people who helped me. I'm like, I'm the best. I feel great. Like this is really the height of, yeah. So I go into the office and I tell everyone about it, and they're not as excited as I am, obviously. But they're happy they have the job. And I said, well, we got to go down to Jakarta, and we have to organize the operations meeting and do the startup. And so I have an operations manager, and my head of sales pulls me over and goes, Rachel, we can't be there on November the 15th. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I signed off that we could be there on November the 15th. Yeah, I know. So what I need you to do is, I need you to not say that we're going to be there, but I also have to, you can't say that we're not there, and you can't say that we are there. Okay. So, well, I'm a sales manager. I'm supposed to know about this, right? So I don't really go further with it. I think, well, they told me it's going to be okay. I'm going to go down there and do the thing. So I head down there, and I'm with John, my operations manager, and he knows the drill. And I said, okay, we have 3 to 4 hours with these people to try and organize something. I'm not feeling really that comfortable anymore. I'm not feeling like my confident self anymore. How bad can it be? So I sit down, and the first thing out of Japex's mouth is, can you please confirm that the vessel will be there on November the 15th? The adrenaline starts to pump through my entire body. My hair stands on end, and I immediately start to sweat profusely. But what I do is I start to dance and do a beautiful game of evasion and distraction. Evasion, look over here, and distraction. And I dance for 3 to 4 hours, sweating and but never actually telling the outright lie, we will be there, and never saying, we won't be there. Finally, we get out of the meeting, thank you. And I'm going down the lift with John, who's a friend. And he looks at me, and he says a joke. And he says, every time I looked at you, your nose was growing longer and longer. And I know that he was making a joke, but I absolutely felt just horrendous. I didn't feel like me, and honestly, the big head that I'd had, it shrunk to about this big. I was like this. And I went back, and I had to go and speak to my sales manager, and I said, hey, it was very clear. We absolutely must be there on November the 15th. Absolutely must. I can read these guys. They are going to can the project. And they said to me, oh, Rachel, you don't understand clients. You haven't been doing this long enough. So if you can imagine I was this small, I became this small. On top of the fact that I wasn't true to myself, I felt like an ant. And they said, we're going to send Phil Mellett down, because he's taking care of this all the time. So not only have I screwed this up like so royally, they're taking this away from me. Or that's how I thought. That's how it came through to my ears. And so they sent Phil down to sort out my mess. And in the first minute Phil was down there, he spilled the beans. He said, we're not going to be there. And they said, we're going to can the project. And our company went and they took a vessel from another job and brought it there early. And we lost money in the project, and they took the vessel back afterwards. And Phil came back. And Phil wasn't a terrible person. He wasn't a person that screwed up the job. He was just Phil. And no one said, hey, Rachel, you were right. It just kind of blew over. It was just like a project, and we're going on to the next day. Except for the fact I felt absolutely horrific, and I wasn't true to myself. And from that point on, I realized my confidence came from being true to who I was. And that is someone that never lies. And I am always the person that is upfront and tells the truth. But also, I take things head on. And when you take that away from me, you take away who I am. And so from now on, and I do it to this day, is I always try and be myself. And I face things head on. Thank you so much.